Okay, so we'll go back there. Sorry?
Are you in Zoom, right?
Yeah. Let me turn it on here so you guys can see, because I'm going to put it on the screen as well.
You are not doing anything from the laptop, which is in the conference room, right?
No.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. I think we have everybody back in now. We'll just let this last person join in. Something happened weird. I had a glitch in the internet and it shut down my whole meeting there for a second. So I think all 15 of you are back in. Okay,
It's
excellent.
nothing to do with the laptop from there, right?
I don't know. I did Zoom. Oh, did you guys turn on maybe if you open something in their Zoom? Oh, okay. I figured what happened. I had some dirty rotten scoundrels open Zoom in another computer in the office. These guys are like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. Okay, so anyways, that's what happened. No problem. We can keep on going now. So like I said, a couple things. Just to recap real quick, I won't go on again. We're gonna do today for Realm. Realm is coming in February and Stratus is ending, so definitely practice. Next Tuesday, we're gonna do goal setting 2024. Then we're gonna have sort of that manager. Why is it not on the screen here? I wonder. You can't see my screen here, Sudaran, then. Hold on. Technical difficulties today. That's just going to turn it off. Trying to turn the screen on here for people, anybody sitting in the office. It's like an input thing.
Take that, at least.
It doesn't like me today. I don't know if you guys noticed last week, the recording I did was really, really echoey too, because I got stuck in the boardroom to do the training. And then I listened back to that recording and it was super echoey. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh no, that sounds awful. Okay, let me just make sure I'm logged into my Trev in the meantime.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's good now? Oh, perfect. Okay, we're back in business. Okay, so I'm just going to jump right into it now after our few hiccups there. So again, anybody who hasn't tested Realm, go and check it out. Go and play around with it. You can't do anything wrong by going familiarizing yourself. And if you don't go and check it out now, you're going to be frustrated when the time comes. So, sorry? Okay. So here we go. We're going to jump right into it today. So we went into Realm, I think about a month and a half ago. I did some training on it. We really focused on how to search on it, which we'll go over again. We'll touch base on that again today. I wanted to focus on a little bit of the setup and the more personalization a little bit today. So I don't know any of you who go into your Realm right now, your screen probably won't look like this because I've already customized mine a little bit. Normally you go right into the dashboard. So if any of you are following and you click on Realm, your screen might not look like mine. And we'll discover why here for a little bit. So the first thing we're going to go into every time you see me train on anything new that we go into, we're going to go into our profile. Okay. And when you're in your profile, you can go edit profile. Okay. And you're going to see here that you have different things you can edit on your profile. So you want to make sure that your name, your email is correct. So your email is a big thing. I don't know how many of you were using Collaborate, but Realm is definitely taking over Collaborate. Okay, it's an expansion of Collaborate. It's not something new in Stratus. I think they kind of took Collaborate and ran with it a little bit further. And Realm is a more interactive program. That being said, you want to make sure that your email is correct because you're going to be interacting back and forth with your client. So if it's an email you don't check on the regular, that's going to be bad. You want to make sure your work information is correct, especially if you just switch offices. You want to make sure your mobile number is correct in there. You don't have to put your birth date in. And then it gives you the option to put in some of your social media there, like your Facebook, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, depending on what you want to share there. Okay. Okay, so then here is what I was talking about the customization a little bit. When you first click on Realm, I think the dashboard is the default, okay? That was driving me nuts because I hate wasting time. So every day I'm clicking in here 100 times to search for properties. I can make it the dashboard. So it says your start page. So it's kind of like when you open up your web browser, you can choose what your start pages are. It's defaulted to dashboard. So if I save that, right? settings uploaded. I'm just going to go back to my Realm here and I'll click back in on it. And it's going to bring me to the Realm dashboard, which I don't like because then from here, I always have to go click again and then I click into my search. I don't spend much time on the dashboard. So for me personally, I made my default there, the search page. So we'll go back to that here. Sorry, I have all my Zoom stuff open, which is always crowding up my screen. Okay, so I'm going to go back here and you can make it your search listings, which is what I had it on there, your saved searches, or your chat. So if you find you're going in and chatting a lot with your clients back and forth in Realm, like if you were using Collaborate, you have that kind of chat function, you can have it open up in your chats as well. I find the function of Realm is replacing Stratus for me 100%. So I want to go into my searches right away. Okay. And then you can click on what your search view is. So I don't know if you guys remember when I went over it, I'll go over it again now. When you're in Realm searching, okay, you can choose different views, okay, that you're looking at. And that's under layout here at the top. Okay, so I have the table view, right, which is what I find, because I'm so used to Stratus, is most familiar to me because it comes up in that list sort of format that Stratus came up in when we search it, and it just is more familiar to me. So I have it like that, but you can go into consumer view, which I'll show you what that looks like. So this is a consumer view. It's sort of the map and the thumbnails of the listings, right? Or you can go to map and card. Okay, so this is map and card. So it has a search on the left, the map at the top, and the thumbnails at the bottom here. Map and table. So the map on top, table here, right? Or the table view that I was doing, right? Or you can search completely on map, which is very similar to our map search that we were clicking on in Stratus, right? And I love the map search in Realm. I don't know if you guys have been using the function. It's really accurate and you can really hone in a lot easier than drawing your shapes and typing in, you know, areas and stuff like that in Stratus. So it's much more, much user-friendly function, much more user-friendly. So go in and try the map search in Realm. You'll love it. But like I say, I stick to table most of the time. Okay, so that's all this is referring to here in your personalization. So if you want to open up on your search listings, what is your search view, right? So I have it a map and table. That's what I have it set to. Okay, and if you want it set to your save searches, you can put your default searches in here, what you want to save it to. I have it on none because I don't want it to bring up. I can go and check if I want to see what my save searches are individually, right? And then you can go into your market areas. And you can add in your market areas here. You can see I've added in GTA, York, Kawartha Lakes, Peel. You can add in all the areas that you work in. It's pretty specific because even if you set it here to York, when you go in and you edit it, you can pick which areas in York. So if you don't go up to Georgina, you could X that one out, right? And you could personalize your areas that way. Okay. And then your notifications. So what notifications do you want? It has a whole slew of notifications. Now, the biggest change from Collaborate to Realm is that you can get notified in real time. So we were at a slight disadvantage before with Collaborate and Stratus. Stratus had the prospect searches. Collaborate had their setup save searches as well. But now you can get notified in real time, which is exciting because if you have a notification set up for your client, it would only send it to them every morning at some ungodly hour, like 4 or 5 in the morning kind of thing to your client. If your client is aggressively looking for a property and they're trying to get something and it's really popular and an agent loads it now at 10:50 in the morning, okay, and you don't see it until tomorrow morning, there's a very good possibility that it could be gone because it has had the whole day to have showings and it could possibly get an offer and get accepted tonight. Now your client's going to get that offer, that email in the morning, and I'm sure it's happened to you guys where they get the prospect search email and you call to book a showing and you realize the property is already sold conditional. So you're not keeping on top of it fast enough. So the exciting thing is that Realm is really letting you get those things in real time. So you can choose them. Okay, so this is not exactly the listing the listings being shot out to you, but because Oh, thank you. But because Realm is working like Collaborate, where you have that chat back and forth with your client, you can see what your client's actions are. Okay. So if you have saved searches and prospect searches set up, you want to see if your client shared that listing with someone. You can do that daily or in real time or never if you don't care about it, right? If the client unshared, so they didn't like something or they don't want you sending something, so they unshare it. If they updated, if they confirmed their account. So when you first set up, and we're going to go over that a little bit, when you first set up Realm, you can send it out to your client to set up, and they can set up the client back end of it. You can see if they actually accepted and set it up. Some clients don't want to. They don't want to interact that way. They want you to tell them what they want to see, and maybe they'll just take a quick look at some of the emails you send, but they don't want to be so interactive. Some clients are super interactive where they want to chat back and forth with you on some sort of format, right? So Realm gives us that possibility. There's an app that you guys can download on your phone as well. So it's a really good chat function. It's almost like having a WhatsApp for your clients back and forth in Realm, except it's following their activities that they're doing across on the listings, right?
Where did you get this page?
So this page is underneath your profile.
Yeah, notifications.
Yeah, under notifications. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So all the things you can sit there. I don't have to go over every single one, whether the document added, whether document was deleted, whether the document was shared, email unsubscribed. You can follow the actions of your client all the way through whatever they're doing within Realm. So you can go through all of these and see. So if you want to see if they signed in, if you want to see if they signed out in real time. So I could put this in real time, and if my client signed in now, it would pop on my phone and said, hey, they signed into their Realm. And you could know that they're actively looking. So you could go on and start chatting with them. Right?
So they have to download the Realm app.
They have to download the Realm app or create an account in Realm on their PC or desktop or on their laptop or desktop, right? So either way, as long as they sign up and have an account on Realm, they can have this really interactive experience with you. Right. So I think it's fantastic. I mean, there's some techie friends there. I know if you guys saw when I was doing my KV core training, I don't know, 2 weeks ago now or something, it was my favorite new function is the text function. I love it because I find when I send my clients an email, they don't check it as fast as they're checking their text. Everybody has a second to pick up their phone, even if they're at work, and shoot a quick text back and forth, right? So definitely really, really good. Okay. Yeah, sure.
When you select new properties and send out to the client, right? Email for them to look at it. They can look at it like right now how they're doing it, right?
They can look at it right now like they're doing it. You don't have to invite them. Okay. So you can look in Realm and search in Realm exactly like you're using Stratus right now and just send out emails, right? But when you set them up as a contact in Realm, you can send them an invitation to invite them to be interactive in the Realm with you. So you can do it both ways, right? So that's sort of where you're at there with setting up your profile and everything you can do there. Your profile, your personalization, your account. Hold on, I got some people waiting to come in the room. And the notifications, right? Okay. So we're going to go back to the Realm homepage there, right? And we're going to say, let's do a quick search. So I find with Realm, the biggest thing is that if you've searched recently, it doesn't clear it out, and you can go and exit out. But then I had a lot of trial and error. I don't know if you guys have been trying to use Realm, where you go in and you search and your search isn't working and it isn't bringing up what it wants to bring up. And I find that the biggest and best practice so far for me with Realm has been to start everything by clearing my search at the bottom, because I don't know what I've put in there before. And sometimes I just don't know why it's not finding what I'm looking for.
Problem.
Sorry?
How?
It's okay. So yeah, I go in and I clear that search sort of to start with, right? So now we're going to go into Realm and we're just going to see, you can type in the MLS directly, or you can pick the area, which we normally do. So let's just pick Durham for the fun of it. We're always picking around the office for training. So we'll pick Durham and we'll pick Oshawa. Whoops, slowing there on me a little bit. Oshawa. Okay. And then we'll pick Vanier. Where is it? Wait, we'll just pick Vanier. Just a random sort of area. And I'm going to pick freehold for sale, right? And you see here, it's going to bring me up these listings here on the right-hand side. It's going to show me where they are in the map, right? So the same thing you were doing before, you can look through these listings here. Oops, I just clicked on one. My laptop's being funny right now. It's clicking on extra things for me today. Yeah, you can go and you can just click on the different listings. So we'll go look in a listing here. Let's just pick one that's like detached. So 385 Concession Road. We'll click on this one just to see what the difference is with these listings. Why does it not want to?
Right.
My laptop doesn't want to click on things today. I don't know why it's being silly. Okay, there we go. So 385 Concession Road. So the listing looks a little different, but it has everything in it that we had in our listings before, right? So we can email, we can add it to a favorites list, add edit, we can start creating a CMA, and we can look at the history of things, okay? The history of the listings. Did you guys used to use the history search before? It's really neat the way they've separated it now. Instead of scrolling through a whole list, you can see how many times the listing was changed. Whoa, so this one was changed lots of times. You can see it was changed on the 23rd and on the 26th 3 times. And each click you go to, you can see the changes that were made. So what we can do is this is current, right? What you can do is you can go and pick the oldest one. So you know this is the original list of the listing. You could see what was loaded in it. Maybe it had a bid date set. Maybe that's changed now. Maybe they've done a price change. But it's really, instead of scrolling through a whole long list like our old history search, you can pick each day what happened, right? And at what time the change was made to the listing. So great function. I really like this. I've been using it a lot. It's really easier to figure out what has changed in that listing. Really user-friendly, okay? And then you're going to go through and again, it says the same thing. So this is the status. It's sold conditional, for sale, 389, right? This is the agent information, which is great because they never used to showcase us so well. We were a little at the bottom in writing without our picture. Like, I think, we work so hard for our listings. We need to be up somewhere near the pictures, right? So really great display, I find, the way it works. And then everything that we're used to being at the top of our listing comes right after those pictures. So any links. So if there's directions, virtual tour, if you want to view it in Stratus, which I don't know why they have that button when they're encouraging us, they're going to get rid of Stratus. So ignore that button. Here's your online appointment button. So regular things that'll flip you off to Broker Bay or whatever, showing time to book your showing. Web forms and Authentisign. Again, try to use your SkySlope instead, because web forms is the next thing to go. Web forms and Authentisign. Authentisign's already gone out of there, so it's only web forms. So learn your SkySlope and your DigiSign, right? Then they have the neighborhood guide, address guide, your Geo Warehouse, like before. Altus Data Studio, which I haven't used too much at all. And then make an offer and property line. And then again, your regular description and everything included and description of the property is all there underneath. So you can go through it and familiarize yourself where it is in the listing now. I find now I'm more used to it. When you're first using it, you're like, where is it? How many days on market has it been? Or, who's this? What's the seller's name? You're looking because you're not used to where it is on the listing in Realm. So familiarize yourself. Just look up your own property or look up different things that are for sale in your area and try and see where those details are in the new Realm. Okay. So we're going to go back here now, as long as it clicks for me. Okay. So aside from our regular search, now I think we focused a lot on search last time. I want to go into here a little bit. We go into our we usually call it a hamburger, but there's a lot in here, so we call it a waffle. We go into our waffle and we're going to see what's in there. So when you log into Stratus, there's the whole long list of things that are done along the left-hand side in the grayed off area in Stratus when you're searching. Here in your waffle, it's in your waffle in Realm. So you're going to find, you can click on your profile from there. Then go to here and you get to your profile, that same place that we were going to fix up all those things. Okay. We can go to Realm CMA, which is a function I think is pretty funky. I'm definitely going to do training on it in the new year. Okay. We can go to listing inventory. Okay, so this is all of your listing inventory, right? So whether it's sold conditional, whether it's new, whether you've leased or sold it, all your listing inventory is in there, which is great at a glance. Stratus didn't have this function. You'd have to sort of do it a funky way. You could go for a history, but it didn't go back that far. So this is a really nice display of
listing history is only showing for the only this year, I think.
yeah. Let's see here. Maybe not. What mark? Oh yeah, that was the beginning of this year. Yeah, only this year. So yeah, really great function. I'm loving that because I can go click on that when I'm looking for something real quick. I guess it's sort of the same as my listings, but my listings only shows your active listings in Stratus, when you click on my listings, right? Okay, my new favorite function though is sold statistics. Has anybody played with this function yet? Okay, absolute favorite. Numbers at a glance. You're sitting with your client, if your client says, well, year over year, what do you think Durham's looked like? You know what I mean? I'm looking in Durham, I'm looking in Oshawa right now. What do you think? You think it's good? It's a bad time to buy? We get asked this question a lot. I have used the heck out of this function. I love it. Okay. So we're going to sit here and we're going to say, we're looking up Oshawa. Okay. Or we can even look up somewhere closer. So we're familiarize yourself. So we're going to go Toronto. Whoops. Toronto. Let's go EO9, for instance. Okay. EO9 is the area that I live in. Okay. So the latest, this is the current, right? And it's telling me that the average price of the property is $823,400. Okay. So my client's going to say to me, do you think it's a good time to buy now? Like, you know what I mean? Should I wait till next year? What did it look like at the beginning of this year? And say, okay, not a problem. Let me see here. Well, in January, the average price was $845. So I don't think it's a big change. It hasn't gone up much, right? In April, it spiked a little bit to 878, right? In August, it was 868. So actually, I think it's come down a little bit now for our fall market, right? So I think actually it's a pretty good time to buy because if you had bought a month or two ago, oops, I put the August there again, latest, it was like 868, back in August, and now we're experiencing our fall winter market. So even though the market has been really wonky, I think that our numbers are sort of following their natural path that they normally do. Things are normally higher in August than they are now in December, right? Oh, well, what do you think? Do you think I'm going to make money on it? How did it look last year? They ask you quick questions. We'd have to go in and we'd have to do unavailable search, specifically sold within that date. And it takes a long time to bring up that statistics. This is perfectly at a glance, the sold statistics. They have set this function up so amazingly. I encourage you guys to use this. This is such a great tool. Oh, what did things look like last year? Oh, you know what? In January 2022, the average price was $920. So look at that. You're making at least $100,000 on any purchase you're making now. So even though the interest rates are a little higher, don't be afraid because you're making $100,000 on average of properties from January 2022. Right. So, and those go back quite a bit. They go back all the way to I think you can choose the 90s. Yeah. 80, 89. So you can really go back and laugh and see, okay, in EO9, in January 1989, did you know that the average price was only $230,000 in this area? Just some good statistics to spit out to your clients. Sorry, I just realized I have someone in the chat. How accurate is this? How accurate is this? This is accurate. This is 100% accurate. It's based off of the TREB statistics. It's pulled off of the Market Watch. And it's just at a glance, quick at your fingertips, So the easiest way, I'll show you guys an example, okay? The easiest way to do this with your clients before was two ways, okay? You would have had to go, let's go into Stratus for a second. And you would have had to go, okay, search properties. And this isn't even giving you a quick average. This, you would have to say, okay, see things in EO9 we're selling, Toronto, EO9. See, already I'm way longer. I'm not even going to go through the whole search because I don't want to waste the training on doing it. But Toronto, EO9, and then maybe I'll say the sold date was, somewhere between October 2022 to December 2022. This is like taking forever. You know, this is what you normally used to do with your clients. And you used to look and then you'd pull up the listings there and you'd say, well, see, things were selling for this amount when your statistics come up. That was one way. Another way, which was supposed to be faster, is they brought out the Treb Market Watch. So we could go to our Treb Market Watch, right? Which is still a good resource for a lot of different things. If you're looking for current days on market, if you're looking for how many listings are on active listings. So we'll see. And it's always for the month previous. So you see, we're in a few days into December. Now it's showing us November 2023, whenever you pull it up. And when you look at the Market Watch, the first page, hold on, let me let someone in. The first page at a glance is your overall statistics for the Toronto Real Estate Board. So they're saying here that the average days on listing days on market is 25, see down here, and that we have 10,545 new listings versus 2022. We only had 9,000. You can pull up this report and kind of go over it with your client, but it only does 2023 to 2022. Right. And then you can say here, okay, the average price in 416 was this much, in 905 was this much, completely on the board is this much, right? So this is what it's sort of telling us. But you can then scroll down and you can go break it up into like area and community. So by range and house type, right? By existing home transactions. But then if you scroll down further, you could find that EO9 specifically that we were looking at. So the front page is for the whole of the real estate board. You see how it's saying that, sorry, let me back up here quickly. It's saying that the average price total detached homes is 1,403,500. Okay, that's what it's telling us right now for November 2023. That's the average price of the whole real estate board. Now that's really hard because some pockets we know are selling for 800, some pockets are selling for 2 million. So it's taking the average of the whole board. That's a hard average to tell your client. You can't tell them their average home is worth 1.4. If you're working in EO9, we saw it was only 8 something now currently, right? So if you'd have to scroll down and you'd be with your client and you look through this whole report and you see here that it says, oh, that's semi-detached. We have to scroll down to detached, EO9. The average price is, what is this? Median average price. Yeah, so average price is saying 997,615, right? So yeah, that's for just detached homes, right? So this sold statistic, the only difference is it's not specifically just detached homes, right? But it's definitely a quick glance for your clients. So you're going to say EO9, the current, whoops, let me just go back up to the top, current.
It's also for the month what you look at it.
Yeah, exactly. It's for the month, year, but it's for all of EO9, right? All of EO9, but that includes detached, semi-detached townhomes, right, in that area. But it's still not like, it's not crazy off. Like we're looking at 900 versus you going to the market report and saying it's 1.4. 1.4 is the average for the whole board. This is a lot closer because you're honing in on the area, right? So play around with that function, that sold statistic, my new favorite function. Love it. So I definitely wanted to showcase that to you guys today. All right. So we're going to go back real quick. I just want to recap before we run out of time. What I did the first time, because I want you guys to go in and I want you guys to start putting your prospects and everything into your realm. So you're going to go and I want you guys to start entering your clients, right? In here for your saved searches. Oops. Sorry, I've got so many things open with my Zoom open. There we go. So you guys can't see the bars that I'm moving either, which is funny because I know my screen doesn't show my Zoom pop up. So I'm moving things out of my way so I can click on things that you guys can already see. So we're going to go in here and we're going to click on contacts in our realm. Okay. And then we want to click on add new. Hold on one second. Okay. I want to click on add new client here at the top right. Okay. And we're going to click and we're going to make him Mr. John Smith, my favorite guy to train. Okay. And you can put in different things. You can put in like his phone number. Okay, you can put it in his email. Okay. And then you can save or save an invite. So save an invite is coming to that, what we're talking about, sending your client an invitation. So if you just want to save them as a contact, so when you're doing regular searches in Realm, you can send them an email quickly without having to type in the email address. You could just do a simple save. When you do a save an invite, Chris doesn't want to click on it for me now. When you do a save an invite, it's going to send your client an invitation. Oh, did I not put the first? Oh, I put the first name in the wrong spot. That's why it's not sending for me. Put it in the middle name. So save an invite. Okay, it's going to send a default, which you can customize as well. Actually, I'll show you guys where you can customize these things. It's going to send a default. So Christine Bullen has invited you to join Realm. We've invited you to join Realm, a web app that connects you with your salesperson. So it's giving them a little blurb. Please visit the link below to complete your registration. Once they do their registration, it'll pop up another email to them saying, these are the instructions on how to go back and forth. Here you can click listings. It's a really user-friendly experience for your clients. A lot of our clients are very tech savvy now anyway, but it's a really easy interface for them to use. So you click send, it'll send them an invitation. Okay.
The good thing is that the contacts you already saved, right? It's all popping up.
It's all popping up. It's nice if it's there, you know what I mean? So if you were using Collaborate, it automatically migrated everything from Collaborate for you guys. So I don't know how many of you were using it, but any contacts I had in Collaborate that I'd already set up with their searches, it pulled them into Realm for me, which is great because Realm, like I say, is really replacing Collaborate. It's not replacing Stratus for us, even though they're nixing Stratus for it. I think they've kind of realized that everybody likes the user friendliness of Collaborate, and everybody was making that switch. So they made Realm now, and it's better, and they're just nixing Stratus. So yeah, it automatically migrated any of those contacts you had. But even if you didn't, you can pull them in here, just like you can pull them in out of, like, you know, your Excel spreadsheet, or if you have a Google Sheet, or if you have contacts on your phone, you can pull your contacts in, so you don't have to enter 500 contacts. I don't mind starting them up one by one, because then I can do the searches that I'm actually actively looking for them. I just don't want a whole bunch of garbage contacts in here. This is my active listing searches, so I don't treat it like my CRM. I treat it more like my active clients, like my prospects that I'm looking for, right? So I don't necessarily suggest you just load in 500 contacts. Great for KV Core, not really great for this function, right? Because now what you're going to do is you're going to go to search, okay? And we'll just take this search. We say it was Durham, Oshawa, Vanier, right? And I really want to keep them on a freehold for sale. And I want to make sure that the budget is 0 to, they can't go over 850,000 in Oshawa. Okay. Now I'm going to go here to the searches at the top. Okay. And I'm going to save this search. Okay. And the search, I'm going to call it John Smith Oshawa, because I want to know it's for his Oshawa property, right? And I'm going to do it for John Smith, right? And I'm going to save his search. Okay. So now when I go to contacts and I go to John Smith, okay, and I can go here to his searches, it shows up in his searches, right? So I can set up numerous searches for this client and see at a glance what I've set up for him. And then I can go back in and I can edit them. I can change them. I can change the settings on them. So we can go here, and John Smith notification is disabled for the search because it has too many results. Oh, okay. So let me go back. We boo-booed a little bit because his search has too many results. I want to really, yeah.
When you scroll up a little,
Mhm.
you just have to click on the match on all areas. Then right there on the
Hold on.
left-hand side.
The left side.
Okay, you guys can't see what I'm seeing on my screen. I got a Zoom bar in the way. Hold on. Okay, sorry.
Right here. Match on all areas, municipality and community.
Where are you looking?
right here.
Oh, yeah.
And push that to the
Thank you. Oh, yeah, yeah. Remember we did that the other day? We were wondering why I was bringing up so many.
Yeah.
So 44, we bring it down to 21 results there. So now it'll let me do a search for him. So I'm going to save that. Done. Okay. And there's only 21 results. You have to make sure that you're keeping your searches under 200. So it's the same as Stratus was. You know, Stratus, if you do a too big a search, it only displays the 200. It won't display you 400 if 400 are coming. So you want to make sure you're always keeping your searches under 200. And then you're going to go to your searches here now, and I'm going to edit his search. Oh, sorry, I'm clicking on me. 5. And I'm going to go to his settings now, okay? And save for John Smith, Oshawa. It's still not popping up that thing. Anyways, it's supposed to pop up whether I want to send it to him in real time or not. I don't know why it's not doing that. Probably because it had a boo-boo there to begin with. But when you're first setting up your client, it'll also ask you if you want to do it in real time or not. Let's try it real quick here just to see one more time if it does it. Okay, so we have 47 results for this random search. I'm going to save this search. Okay, here we go. So because the first time we boo-booed and it was like about 400, it didn't bring up this particular page. So you want to make sure you bring it under 200. So when you set it up for John Smith, you're going to call this John Smith. I'll just put Vanier now because I put Oshawa last time. And it's going to say, do you want to notify yourself? Of course. Yeah, I want to notify myself. Do you want to notify your client? Yes, I want him to get an email. And how often do I want to get an email? Well, I only want to get an email daily because I'm setting up 100 different clients. I'll see how it comes up. Or maybe this client's really aggressive and I want to get it in real time because I want to know if he sees something, I know he'll run out and see it now. Or here, I'm going to make sure John Smith gets it in real time though, because I want to make sure he sees it. And then I'm going to save the search. So now he's going to get it in real time. I'm going to get it daily or vice versa, however you need to set up that particular client. But yeah, see, you have to make sure that you're going within the confines of what Realm wants you to do. You do have to bring it down under that 200 search mark.
Real time, as soon as the listing comes, there will be, this is not a,
As soon as the listing comes. So what happens is, like I said, the prospect search only comes every day at like 4 a.m. or whatever it is, right? And that's everything loaded from the day before. But then you might get an agent who doesn't load a listing till 9 in the morning. Your client's not going to get that till 4 in the morning, which means you've got a whole 24 hours that they missed, right? In real time, they'll get it. Like when they load it at 9, you know, it takes an hour or two before it says it's gone live on realtor.ca. As soon as it goes live on realtor.ca, it'll kick that email out to your client that there's a matching criteria. So they could potentially get it at 10 a.m. that day, and you could see it that afternoon instead of getting it the next day. So that's what I'm saying. If you have an aggressive like thing that they're looking for, an area that keeps on getting bought up real quick, you might want to send that client up for real time, which is again my new favorite feature. We never had that capability before. We'd have to go in and search in real time, and then the regular email would go out daily for our clients. Yeah. And the thing is by the time it shoots it out to them the next morning, you go show it to them in the afternoon, it's sold conditional the night before. Like you're missing out on properties that are really popular, right? So really super, super good function that we never had before. Yeah.
So the questions. Is there a option called cart? Like we put a listing, for example, I'm sending a 10 listing to somebody.
Yeah.
And then I caught it out, like I put a date and I caught it in his name. So that when next time he comes back and say out of 10 he wanted to see only 5 properties, I will sort the only 5 and then I will create a new cart and then I will book the showing based on the map distance. Is there any option for cart like
What do you mean like
cart, like
God, like
this option for cart
like he could click on the 5.
Cart is there, like,
Oh, the cart. Yes, I see what you mean. The shopping cart, the favorites list. I'm pretty sure you could put them in a favorites list because there was something for that. So save search, new search. I don't know where it is off the top of my head because honestly, the cart is something I use the least in Stratus. So honestly, I haven't looked for it here. I have seen it somewhere though. I just don't know it at my fingertip. I'll find it for you because I've seen where they can say favorites, like it's like a favorites list, and then you know. But if your client wanted to see the 5, the thing I would tell them to do the most is click them on their end of the realm, You know what I mean? I want to see these 5. Okay, great. And then you have them and you book them from there kind of thing. But you want to see the map function too, to kind of map them out geographically, right? So good question. I'll have the answer for you soon. I've seen it in here. I just don't know where it is off the top of my head. So, yeah. So basically that is it so far. Do you guys have any questions online?
So when you send the listing, it will save it somewhere, right? The favorites, it will save it somewhere. Like if I'm sending a 10 listing, if you go to the search box, it will save, it will show all the 10 listings, or it will like.
So it depends. If you send it, you can choose to send it to yourself. I don't think it automatically saves like every listing you send out unless you favorite them. Do you know what I mean? Like I know what you mean, but I think you have to favorite them or save them and it save search, right? So yeah. It does bring up on your dashboard when you come into your dashboard the listings that you've recently looked at though. Right? So all the stuff you've recently looked at comes in your dashboard first. But yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I just saw your hand. I was just gonna say, do you have a question?
Yeah. I just wondering whether the information that we put in the Stratus will it be migrated to ROM?
So
Like,
I know that Collaborate was migrating to Realm. I don't believe Stratus is
Stratus,
migrating into
ah.
Realm. Yeah. I can double check though and let you know.
Okay.
I'll
Thank
write
you.
it down so I don't forget. But I know for fact that when they got rid of Collaborate, what was it, 8 months ago or so, they migrated everything into Realm. But I know that's because the two programs are very similar, and the Realm was supposed to be sort of the next generation of Collaborate. It's supposed to be better than Collaborate, right? So that's why they did that. I'm not 100% sure. I'll write myself a note to ask if Stratus will be. What I would suggest though, is if you're worried about that now, before they get rid of Stratus, I would download a CSV file of your contacts and everything in Stratus,
It's coming up.
just so you have it.
Yeah, it's coming up. All the contacts. If you saved in status as a contacts,
Yeah,
coming up in the.
mine isn't.
No, mine is
Why are you fancy? Yours doesn't come up either? Why are you fancy? You're gonna have to, maybe you did something, I don't know. Okay, so we have different opinions. Someone's is showing up, some are. What I would say is definitely download a CSV file, but I will find out today, and if it isn't, we'll figure out how to pull it, okay? I can definitely pull it from a CSV file, but there might be an easier way because it's in the same program, but just save your stuff safely in a CSV file in the meantime.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Everybody good?
I don't know.
In Stratus, when you click one property, if you want to see the history. so
Sorry,
in-
I didn't hear you. What?
In Stratus,
Yeah,
if you see the history of the property, when you click the address book, it will show the whole listing and previous listing, right? But in
it
real,
doesn't show the previous listing, so that's the trick. The history I was showing you is the history of that listing. So it shows that it was loaded at this date and time, and then on this date there was a price change. On this date they changed broker remarks. On this date they changed. That wasn't the history of the property I showed you. Do you want me to show you again real quick?
which one we had to say check the previous histories for that particular property?
So then you have to do a regular unavailable search of the property, right? You can do that and look at all the times it's been listed, right? This one that I showed you was just the listing history of the property.
So I think he's asking like if we go in the Stratus, if we go click an address and all we see all the previous MLS listing number, right? So is it in the ROM?
Yes, that's the one. That's one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
like-
yeah, I see what you
Easy
mean.
to
Yeah, when you
find
go to the history of
Yeah.
the property.
Right.
You know what? That button has to be somewhere here. They brought most of it over. We'd have to look and see. Let me just see if I can do it quick glance where it is. Like I say, it's just a matter of finding where they've placed it because they've changed the location of all the information. Oh, here you go. It's right there. Property history. So you just have to
Property history,
scroll down
okay.
a little bit past the map.
Okay.
So you don't have to click a different window and open it. Under the brokerage remarks, then there's the map, then there's the property history right there. Right? So there you go. All the history of the property right there.
Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
basically everything that was in Stratus is here. You just gotta find out where they've changed to put the information. That's why I say, like, sometimes, like, you see, you asked me a question like that, I wasn't 100% sure where it was. You just gotta look and find it, and familiarize yourself so you can go quickly. I find even sometimes I'm still searching, I'm like, oh, where's this, where's that, right? Does it have a locker? Does it have a, a parking spot? It's sometimes funny to find where the information is, just because we're so used to looking at that Stratus screen, right? So, but all the information is there, everything's there. Awesome. So everybody, we have a few things coming up. You'll see some emails from me today, but I'd still like to mention them. December 22nd, we're going to do our holiday party here, and Remax Ace is nicely going to cater it. I said, or do we have to do another, or are we going to do another potluck? Are we going to have, an easy peasy thing? So we're going to have some food here. Just come in, wear your ugly Christmas sweater. We'll have some holiday fun together. Like I say, this Thursday, we're going to try to do our management panel. Next Tuesday, don't miss Selvin and me. We're going to talk about goal setting, financial planning, stuff like that for 2024. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'm always here to reach out to. So everyone have a lovely week.
Thank you.
No problem. See you guys soon.
Thank you, Christine.
No problem.
Thank you, Christine.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Christine. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you. Thanks.
Yeah, bye.
Christine,
Thank you,
See
Christine.
you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Mhm.